have to we have to wait and see the result of this next game, which is the Saints against the Falcons. And I've heard it called the most meaningless game of all time. And I want to say something before we go. We delve into this game a little bit. I love the setup. Okay, I think the setup of Bucks Panthers potentially being for the division on Saturday. Even if it isn't, we have a game that nobody would watch otherwise. But if it pans out, we have a game with the NFC South on the line, and the two NFC South teams playing in it are the two that can't even make it. It's the funniest thing ever. I absolutely love this dynamic. It's just so typical NFC South. It's so typical. Like you have a three-way tie at 8-9, and the team that forces that has been eliminated for 5 weeks, guys. The Falcons have been eliminated for 5 weeks, and they can still affect this three-way tie. It's absolutely amazing. So, Yehuda, what do you think about the most meaningless game in NFL history?
The most meaningful, meaningless game that is a great way to put it. I would say the Saints are still going to end up winning this because, watch the Bucks win, and then they need the Falcons to win, and the Falcons can't come through for anyone, like the Panthers would need the Falcons to come through when the stakes are at their lowest. Yeah, so I'll tweet. Stakes are at their lowest when the games are at their not the opposite of peaks, valleys, then the Falcons shine the brightest. Like when they've been eliminated, they're like, I saw some stat that was like when Falcons are mathematically eliminated from postseason contention, they're like 11-4 or 12-4. Like they show up against the Rams randomly when they've already been out. They come back against the Bucks when by 2 touchdowns when they've already been eliminated. Like when the pressure is off, they just aren't coming through. And so if the Bucks end up winning, and it really forces the Falcons to have to play hard to have to win, then I think they're going to lose because that's just what they do, and they don't come through. And Shuck is a baller, so they'll. I know Saints Falcons is a fun rivalry, and the
Battle of the Poop.
Battle of the what? What did you say? Battle of the Poop?
No, that's the Bucks Panthers.
That's really fun. But it's just Tyler.
The whole division. It's a division of poop.
It really is. But remember, they've had.
They're down south for a reason.
They've had a team win the division with a losing record. They were not the first. I remember the Seahawks were the first, the Marshawn Lynch and the Beastquake year. But the second team, I think, was the Panthers.
The Bucks
won the division.
The Bucks beat the Eagles. Remember the Eagles collapsed? Wasn't that year that the Bucks beat the Eagles in the first round?
They did, but even before that, in like 2014 or something,
the
Panthers won a division.
It's always this division.
Yeah, so it's always the NFC South, and it could happen again if the Panthers don't. If the Bucks win, then we are guaranteed the division winner to have a losing record. But again, I still think it's all going to be moot because I think the Panthers are going to win. But if it does end up being the most meaningless game ever, still think the Saints will win because the Falcons can't come through when there actually is stakes and pressure on them.
Yeah, that's NFC South analysis. Falcons can't come through, therefore they're going to lose. That's what I'm talking about, Westy. That's how you have to look at this division. Sure. I mean, straight up.
Yeah.
And honestly, we're looking at the two teams that probably been playing the hottest football in the last 4 or 5 weeks in this division.
Yeah.
And
it's so funny. They really should be making it.
Like if Falcons Saints was truly for the division, I don't think, like, if you just took away records, if you just watched the last 5 weeks of football and you said, no, Falcons and Saints are playing for the NFC South, they'd be like, yeah, it makes sense. The Bucs suck. They haven't won a game since October, right? And it's like the Panthers, yeah, it makes sense. Got a very inconsistent team. They've got swept to the Saints. Like, Saints swept them, so 1 + 1 = 2, right? These should be the two teams playing for it. And in fact, by the way, it's very funny because if the Saints beat the Falcons, they'll all be within 1 or 2 games of each other. End of the season. The Saints started off the season with like number 1 overall pick potential. Tyler Shuck comes in, tearing it up these last 4 games, and all of a sudden, boom, But it's funny. Spencer Rattler had a little hype. Remember in the beginning of the season, people were hyping him up a little bit. Oh, look at this guy. He's tough. He's like a Baker Jr., putting his shoulder down and making some big runs. And all of a sudden, Tyler Shuck, and he's like, this guy can throw the ball down the field. This guy's pretty good. And now we're looking at a situation where the Saints probably wouldn't have drafted a quarterback high anyway. So it's good. I don't think this. I think you know, you have the Saints came into the season. It feels like everyone said they have the poorest roster in football, and this team's going to end at the bottom of the league. And they've really been feisty these last. Speaking of feisty, they've been feisty these last few weeks.
I'm here.
So
I'm here. Don't worry, I'm here.
So yeah, I think it's going to be interesting.
I agree. They had Titans level vibes to them, badness.
Without the potential of the number 1 overall pick hitting his upside, also.
Yeah, but they just played last week, and the Saints looked better. You could see the Saints got some guys, they got players.
That's true, but head to head, that's right. So the Falcons here are favored by 3.5, and I listen. You know, it's funny. I listened to this podcast. Sam Monson and Pelzolo. Sam Monson says I root because they don't have any rooting interests they don't root for any particular team. So he always says I root for the funniest thing to happen, right? And I love that. Yeah. The funniest thing to happen is obviously for the Bucs to win on Saturday and the Falcons to win on Sunday, and then the Panthers to somehow make, like you said, Yehuda, right? For them to should we celebrate? Should we not? I don't know. Let's do it. So that's the funniest thing to happen. But ultimately, I agree with you. I think Tyler Shuck's playing at a high level. I could see the Bucs winning that game, and then the Saints winning this game. So yeah, Falcons are always going to be a letdown. Give me the Saints to cover 3.5 for sure. For sure, going to get there. It's at least if the Falcons win, they're not going to win by more than 3, right? Last second field goal. So I don't know. Meisty, what do you think? Falcons 3.5.
Yeah, Tyler Shuck. Give me Tyler Shuck. Unfortunately, I think the Bucs win, and then Tyler Shuck gets it done, and the Bucs, get to do a celebration, and we get Baker going up against his old team, his savior. We got his savior, the Rams, the team that saved him. He's now, I think, even going to go there. And I think even funnier, talking about funny things, for funny things, Rocky, is after all the garbage that the Bucs have been through this year, to have LA come to them, beat them, go to the some other team, and obviously get crushed by the 49ers or the Bears or one of those other teams. I think that's an even funnier classic Baker situation, and everyone, Todd Bowles keeps his job, and John Harbaugh keeps his, and somehow Mike Tomlin keeps his, and all these losers keep their jobs.
That is the funniest thing to happen. You're right.
Well, I think going into our next game, Rocky, you're going to mention that Rams would have to have a lot of specific things happen for them to be the 5 seed.
Yeah. So then let's go through that scenario. You have 3.5 Falcons. Who you go? Oh, you said you're going with the Falcons letdown. Right? Yeah. Remember, you said the Falcons, and I like your analysis.